miss. I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. No second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3D Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes a little misinformed. This is Danny G, sitting alongside Jimmer and Rio today, and we've got to do our best to keep Rio awake. He's running on no sleep, getting the house moved in and everything like that. So we'll try to keep this entertaining. For those of you watching the video, we have a new brand of whiskey tonight that Jimmer found. Made here in Iowa, I do believe, right?
Yep, Bancroft, Iowa.
Said Danny's going to take 2 shots tonight?
Yeah.
No, Jimmer has the shot tonight.
You have one too still.
No, you have the Oregon one.
You saw the Oregon one.
I took all mine the other day, including the Oregon one.
No, you didn't. You had two doubles. I had two doubles and
a single. Dude, no, I'm paid up. This is on the podcast. You even said you're paid up, bro.
No, I did not. I'm being serious. We all have one.
Yeah,
no,
we all
because
have
you
one.
only had enough for the second double.
Danny was paid up. Rio has one left because he didn't get the last one.
He has one left, but you don't. You have a single.
I did 2 doubles and a single, bro.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. Listen to the podcast. You even said I'm paid up.
I did not say that.
Listen to the last podcast. It's clear that Jimmer does not listen to our own podcast.
And he still owns, he still owes half of a shot, too, because he was taking a fucking half shot earlier this year.
Dude.
But I did 5 the last podcast, to be fair. So I did quite a bit. I'm not opposed to doing a shot of this. I'm saying I don't owe one. You definitely do.
I do.
And me too.
To be clear.
Yes.
But lots of fun shit to talk about. A lot of injuries. A big Monday night game that definitely took the wind out of Jimmer's sails.
Oh, yeah. Jimmer's got 2 shots because he's got both.
Oh, he does have 2 on that one. You're right.
On the Patriots.
Yeah. So before we get cracking on news and everything like that throughout the day, I guess that's pretty much what the episode is. What do you got over there, Jimmer?
We'll go ahead and kick her off with Medina Spirit, the horse that finished first in this year's Kentucky Derby, but failed the drug test after the race. Died after suffering a heart attack Monday at a Southern California racetrack after a routine training workout, trainer Bob Baffert said. Would have nothing to do with the failed drug test, I'm sure.
Nothing. Couldn't be, right?
No. Natural causes.
Of course.
We get our first one that I've seen, at least, for first major big boy. Oregon defensive end Kayvon Thibodeau said Monday he will forego his senior season and declare for the NFL draft, which he has the potential to be the number 1 overall pick. Thibodeau will not play in the Ducks bowl game against number 16 Oklahoma in the Valero Alamo Bowl on December 29th, and instead will begin preparations for the draft.
Yeah, smart move.
Smart move. It sucks, though. And we're only going to see more of it if it expands, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, not shocked by any stretch.
No.
Right.
And he's had a few injury issues already in his young career, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it isn't like they're playing for the college football playoff or even one of the big New Year's Six bowls. So, not to mention the head coach is leaving too. So, Ravens lose star cornerback Marlon Humphrey for the rest of the season because of a torn pectoral muscle.
And they've been hammered by injuries all year.
Yeah, and that defense looked rough. They made Big Ben look good. And that's it only adds to their problems. Yeah.
Good is a very strong word, but yeah, I'd say above average.
Yeah, he had his best game of the year.
Yeah. Yep. Washington football quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick is having his season-ending arthroscopic hip surgery. If you guys remember, he was holding back on that, hoping that he'd be able to come back without surgery, but it is now official. Let's see. I'm gonna continue with the injuries, but I had it in 2 areas. So, Adam Thielen is out for the Vikings for Thursday Night Football with a high ankle sprain. little bit of fantasy football advice. If he's out there, go grab KJ Osborne if you need a receiver, especially in your flex. Justin Fields is set to come back for Sunday Night Football after his rib injury has been cleared. They didn't win the last two, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Red rifle, not so red rifle-ish.
No.
Chargers wide receiver Mike Williams and cornerback Chris Harris were put on the COVID list. That I could seriously type, 40 of those a week. So those are two pretty big names though on their when they're trying to establish themselves as one of the contenders in the AFC.
Well, it's not just them though. It's all because Keenan Allen.
Okay.
So he legit has COVID, and they were close, whatever they call it, close proximity or whatever to him. So he's going to be out for sure for the however many days you got to miss.
Yep.
Mike, that basically based on the time frame, they think that he could potentially play Sunday, but they're not sure. But for sure, Keenan's going to be out because they play Thursday. They play Sunday and Thursday, so he's for sure going to miss those two, and that's huge. And if Mike's out Sunday too, damn, those are your two biggest weapons on offense, besides
Absolutely.
Eckler. But
It'll be a heavy Eckler day.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever the third wide receiver is, grab him too.
Yeah.
He needs someone to throw to.
Yeah, they threw to 3 different tight ends too. So
Yeah, what's that? I didn't know he was a tight end. That Parham is a tight end because he's shaped like just like a big wide receiver to me.
Yeah.
Like a little slower version, but Saints running back Alvin Kamara and quarterback Taysom Hill both expected to play as both were full participants in practice today. Another bad one for the Washington football team. Tight end Logan Thomas out for the year with a torn ACL and MCL.
Yeah, dude didn't even come back and play a full game and was out.
Yeah. Immediately.
That's too bad. You were touching on, what was that, CJ McCollum for the Blazers is out with a collapsed lung.
Yeah, collapsed lung, which is pretty scary.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see a timetable for what that looks like. It's not a common thing, so you don't really have any kind of baseline. But that just makes everything in that mess even more difficult, especially for Dame. And it's like, what the hell do we do?
Well, leading into Dame.
Let's do it.
Dame claims that he is not going to demand a trade. He did earlier this week say that he told the front office that he wants a 2-year, $107 million extension. Reports are saying that any GM that would come in there, because if you guys remember, they basically had to clear house up above because of a toxic work environment, said that any GM coming in would not re-sign him. Because that would take him to the age of like 36, I think, for 175. But he said that he's not demanding a trade because there's reports that there's like 4 NBA teams that want him like right now, but they're not going to press until he demands that he wants out.
I don't know. The dumbass move on Portland's part, right? Not to extend him. Just make him a lifer up there. He's been loyal. He could have been like many other players and demanded he gets out already. He's been great for your franchise. You just haven't put the right pieces around him. It's tough. I think earlier this week I heard he said he'd like to play with Ben Simmons too.
Yeah.
So
Kate, you kind of toss a deal together to get Ben Simmons up there? It wouldn't be that expensive, I don't think, at this point.
now he just needs some money.
A first rounder.
Maybe.
We'll
I
give
don't
you
think
a
that's
first
it.
rounder.
Oh,
He'd have
yeah.
to learn how to play off the ball. I mean, because he's the one who runs the ball up. So Ben Simmons going to have the ball in his hands. So it'd be a little adjustment, but
I think he can do it. I mean, he adjusted with Team USA. Like, once you play with them, it seems like your game goes to, like, a different level. If you guys remember, Zach LaVine was just a human highlight reel, right? He'd throw up a bunch of buckets, this, that, and the other. The team wouldn't win. It wasn't just because Lonzo and them went there. Because you guys remember, Lonzo's teams were about 500. It isn't about Lonzo going there or Alex Caruso. It was actually the growth and maturity of Zach LaVine learning to play team ball with it. Like, you can still put up 25 points a game. It's how and in which you do it. And it's usually efficiency and shot choice. And maybe instead of taking this shot, there's one more pass, And He learned that by going to. I believe he learned that by going to Team USA basketball for this last year and winning the gold. Because you learn you can't. You're not the guy. You're obviously not going to be the guy. Any guy with KD on your team. So you're going to learn that the ball goes around. So I think that's been a huge step, and I think Dame could adjust. He has played with Team USA. I think he adjusts with a guy like a Ben Simmons bringing up the ball because he realizes that there's going to be drive and kicks all day because Ben Simmons can't shoot a three to save his life anyway. So he's not going to shoot. He's going to drive and kick. At least that's what my vision is if it happened. But
yeah, I think it would be amazing for Philly if he ended up over there. That would totally change the East, right? Not necessarily change Portland's future,
you meant the other way. I was talking about Portland making a trade to get Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, so I'm thinking if Dame was involved in that trade, because if they're not going to extend him 2 years,
he said he'd want to play with him. That's what you said.
Yeah, that is
right.
What he said. I'm spinning.
Oh, you're spinning a different way.
Okay.
I got you.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on, am I missing something here?
Yeah. So I'm thinking if they're not willing to do that, that'd be big for Philly. But
yeah.
Sticking on NBA real quick though, I know you've got a lot of football stuff to talk about, but I saw today a couple different reports that talked about Zion.
Did you see a picture of this man?
Oh my god!
Oh my god! He looking like fucking Nate York out there.
Yeah, dude. Big. This man,
a big man.
330. 330.
330.
Are you kidding me, Zion?
Dude's only 6'7". You know that, right?
Right.
330 pounds. I don't even think fucking Barkley's playing weight right now is 330.
Dude.
Well, it could be. I could be over exaggerating, but
maybe,
definitely not in his playing career. It wasn't.
No.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder why he has foot problems.
Yeah, no shit. That's insane.
Yeah, you got to do so. You got to do something about that.
Yeah.
What's that one that keeps going? That tonal. Get him one of those. Team needs to get him a tonal.
There you go.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Or Stairmaster or some shit. What was that? So you want me to lose weight? No. We can't say that. Just got tighten up. Let's see. Carolina Panthers coach Matt Rule said the decision to fire offensive coordinator Joe Brady on Sunday was purely football. He made it clear there were no regrets in his decision to hire Brady, who at the time was a 30-year-old passing game coordinator for the national champion LSU Tigers with no experience of calling plays at any level. He said the rest of his quote was basically, he's like, I wanted to think outside the box when I came in, and I liked what I saw. It didn't quite work out, basically.
He's not wrong.
No. So I do believe it's going to be his running backs coach that'll be calling the plays from here on out, who does have experience.
Okay.
Hopefully Joe can grow from that. You still call play. You have it on your resume now, Holmes.
There
you
you
don't
go.
ever have to see that line again.
Yep, you've been there.
The Heisman Finalists have been named for 2021. Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Kenny Pickett, and Aiden Hutchinson. Bryce Young did go to the defense of his own guy. His name is escaping me, but it's their defensive end, who, believe it or not, has better stats across the board than Aiden Hutchinson.
Yep.
By 2.5 sacks or 3 sacks more, or by double digit tackles for losses more. He's like, he didn't take a shot at Aiden. He didn't say that. He's just like, my guy deserved to be there. At least to have a shot at it. That's all he was saying.
Yeah, definitely. He led the NCAA in tackles for loss, I think in sacks too.
Yeah.
Right? And he had something like 93 tackles. Yeah, just insane.
Just a stupid amount. You need a shot of 5-hour energy?
Yeah, something.
Should we do this shot of whiskey right now? Wake him up?
We'll see.
It might be reverse effect. I might just pass out right here.
I say either that or it's going to be so good that this could backfire.
It's going to be delicious. And what is it? What's the brand again, Jimmer?
We got it's called Private First Class, produced and bottled by S&B Farms Distillery. And when I looked at that, that is Bancroft, Iowa. So it's based off a World War II vet.
Love it.
First class Raymond Bade, private first class. I'll try to get it. Actually, just pass. I can continue reading notes. You can pass that over to Danny and get it open.
Yeah,
It's fine. Yeah, I would have Chris do it, but I think he fucking dropped the bottle from sleeping. Kind of a big deal when I seen this. Previously winless, and I'm gonna make that very clear. Winless. Texas Southern upsets number 20 Florida 69-54 in men's college basketball. Texas Southern is 1-7 now.
Texas team's built different.
Jeez. Became the first SWAC team to beat a ranked SEC program in the AP poll era dating back to 1936. Ranked SEC teams had been 51-0 against SWAC opponents.
Jesus.
Yeah.
51-0, and they come through.
No. This smells like it's gonna be
Smells like
pretty
it's gonna
good.
hurt.
Yeah. This is gonna hurt, I think. I'll do a Danny size shot. That counts as one.
Oh, you gonna do a double?
No,
Is
we're
that
talking
one
about the other one. Oh man, this is a shot.
Yeah, dude, just knock them out in one go.
There you go.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this one out of the way.
Cheers to
Cheers,
the New
gentlemen.
England Patriots, buddy.
Yeah, fuck off. Oh. I think it could be smooth if it was cold.
Yeah, that's not too
Yeah.
bad.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's actually not bad.
It tastes a little sweet.
Yeah.
That tastes really good, gentlemen.
Actually, that's not bad at all.
Not at all.
See, the whole point of our wager.
Be careful.
That-
Be careful.
What?
We just had proper 12. It's very good.
No, I know it is.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But he didn't hit us up before then, so now we may be going for a new one here. But my point is, the reason why we do this is obviously for a common bet or something that we can go with, but it's actually warm whiskey. The belief is, and I'm a full believer in it, is warm whiskey is not good for, like, any warm whiskey isn't good.
1,000%. But that is
that's
not
not
bad.
That is
bad.
not bad. Like, there is some burn. I will say that there's a little
Yeah.
burn, but it's like
A little
it's
bit
like
of not
it's
that
like
bad.
smooth though, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
there's-
sweet.
Is there a little bit of caramel or something? I don't know what
I don't
that
know.
is.
That's damn good though.
Yeah.
Hey, private first class. You can hit us up. Like,
Shout out. We'll come visit your warehouse, your
Distillery.
down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. Did you have anything to say about the Texas Southern?
It's just nuts. Like the talent difference on those two teams has to be
Dude,
extraordinary. And
You know why
Oh
I
my
put the
God.
score in. It isn't like they beat them on a buzzer beater either.
right.
They beat them by 15 points, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Like spanked them.
It's crazy.
The Texas football kind of roll into, or sorry, not Texas. My bad. Did Florida football kind of roll into their college basketball? What the hell's going on there?
Yeah, maybe they're gonna lose their coach here soon too. That kind of loss is unacceptable, buddy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Miami Hurricanes fire Manny Diaz after agreeing to a deal with Oregon's Mario Cristobal.
Already seen the effects recruiting wise. I think I seen 2 recruits already decommitted, and
Is that counting the one that just came across today?
no,
There's one that
Yeah.
came across today too, I think.
decommitted
Yeah.
and went to Miami. I think I heard of another one or two that just decommitted outright, and that's it.
The one I've seen today was reverse actually. Miami lost one
Oh,
after this.
I didn't see that one come across.
No,
Okay.
I've only seen the ones.
I haven't been
Go
putting
other
too
way.
many of those in my notes because it seems like with this transfer portal,
All
unless
the
it's
time.
someone that we're kind of borderline interested in, I'm like, we
Yeah.
could sit there and type that shit up all day. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's just the world we live in. Like, I thought this would be kind of cool when, like basically like a free agency in college football within one time, like one time you get to move, scot free and all that. But this is so ridiculous. Like, everyone just, this list is huge.
Yeah, the Hawks lost another guy too. D-back, I think.
Yeah, they lost. No, wide receiver.
What? Okay, wide receiver.
Tracy Porter.
Porter. Yep. That's what I was
So
thinking.
when you start 2 stud 4-star wide receivers and you lose your playing time, that's exactly what happened. He was a starter for like good half of the season.
Yeah, early.
Came into training camp as the or whatever you want to call it, spring game as the starter with the most experience between him and Nico Regini. He lost his spot clear out, right? I think the last 3 games he has not started, and his snaps have went down every game. So kind of seen that one coming. And they have some other. They have like one more 3, 4-star, whatever you want to call it, coming in too. So
we'll see.
Like as you said, just craziness.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bills head coach Sean McDermott says after a tough 14-10 loss to the Patriots, let's not give more credit than we need to give Bill Belichick on this one.
I mean, that was a great, like, if anything, the reason they won is because of the way he wanted to play the game, right?
Yeah.
Eliminate.
He's been
throwing the
joking.
ball.
He made jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys know this, right? That should be the breaking news. Bill Belichick broke jokes. Like, this is his ultimate hard-on game. He literally had a quarterback attempt 3 goddamn passes, and you ran the ball and played defense, and that's it.
Yeah.
This is exactly how Tom Brady got his first 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I mean,
2.5 for sure. His first 2, yes.
Not 3 passes, though.
No, not 3 passes. I'm just talking about, like,
yeah.
the defense. The defense what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I think the best, I saw a meme floating around after this. It said he's beaten the Bills so many times they named the team after him.
I did see that.
Damn it. I like the Bills, too.
Did y'all see the the impacts of the winner of that game? It was crazy. Whoever won the game, like, either way it went, it would, like, shake up the entire top 8. No matter which team won, it would shake it up like crazy. And both teams could vault themselves to, I think, number 1. Yep. Or if the other team won, they could fall as far as 7.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was crazy.
Nuts.
That it was. So do you actually have the stat, or are you just spewing stats out of your butt about that one? Like, what did they rush for real?
200 and over 210. I don't remember the exact number. Yeah.
Okay, so they rushed for 145, 150 yards because 65 came on one run, busted play. So that being said, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna shove it. You're gonna shove it in me because it is me. It's like it doesn't matter. That's how you get your average, right? Yeah. I don't give a shit if you ran one time and the rest were 1 yard. You know what? Facts are facts of the game, right? So the one thing I did learn from this, where I know. I may Arwin save it. We're gonna go over the scores anyway later, right?
Rio's gonna look at the Russian numbers, make sure I'm on point.
We're gonna look at the games though, right? Or am I gonna keep talking about this one?
We did.
No, the scores of the games.
We did.
Oh yeah, we did. So we will talk about this. This is a Monday game,
yeah.
So we can chat.
For sure.
We extenuate.
We got time.
So what I was getting at was the one thing I did not. So I went on one complete side of a fence and then jumped on that other side like completely and didn't even think about it. And that is, I was telling you guys, I was beating into your goddamn heads that Georgia is the little brother to Alabama, right? Pounded into your heads. Hopefully it's pounded. I don't think it's fully sunk into your heads because you guys still think you take Georgia like idiots. But regardless,
you still aren't on the Patriots bandwagon either.
And I won't jump on the Patriots bandwagon. The Alabama's that's a different game. What I'm saying though, what I'm saying is like, well, Jesus,
it's all
why?
The same game.
In this particular, no, it's not. In this particular,
it's literally the same game.
No, in football, yes. In this particular game, what I'm talking about is Bills have been and obviously still are continuing to be the little brother of the Patriots. That's all this was. You mind fucked them. And now this was where I could sit here and defend the Bills, you could have went the other way if the score went the opposite way. This was a horrendous night of weather. Like the wind was up to 55 miles an hour crosswinds. It affected field goal kicking, obviously, and decisions on kicking field goals too. Yeah. In many instances, the punt. The Patriots had a punt for 12 yards at one point because it literally came back at them.
Yeah, I was listening to Rio. I'm sure you saw this too, but Pat McAfee put up a video. He recorded like one of the punts or whatever, and he was saying how with this kind of wind as a punter, even just being able to drop the ball onto the right spot on your foot it's probably not going to happen. Right. He's like, you just hope you can get it close to be able to kick it because the wind is that bad.
You can watch it. You can watch it on that kick too because they went to slow mo and you can watch the ball shift in air from the drop.
Yeah, that shit's nuts.
It moved over probably a good solid 1 inch for sure. Moved from here, just from the drop down to his foot, but then it goes and it just comes back. But regardless, what I found interesting was the post game. Did you guys see the interviews with Micah Hyde and was it Poyer?
Yeah,
and the
Stupid question.
and the stupid ass question that was asked.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck are we doing right now?
Yeah.
You know,
Let's take a step back. Hold on. The reporter asked about how many rushing yards they had on him.
Yep.
It's like, is that embarrassing?
Yeah.
How the hell are you going to take that as a player? The reporter straight up asked you, is that embarrassing? Like, bitch.
Well, they're like, they said they bought, like, if I remember how they were saying, they were getting a little irritated, obviously, but they're like, we did everything we had to. You're talking about a 68-yard run. It happens. He's like, other than that, what they had 200 yards of total offense. That's what they had. And 68 of them, or I think it was, 65, 68, whatever it was, came on one play. Yeah, it sucks that they got that one play.
Yeah. They were pissed about the question. Like, as
they were
walked
pissed about
off,
the question, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, when they were talking about that, they even said that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. But, yeah, they were pissed about that. He's like, obviously, Bill Belichick is still living in these guys' brains rent-free. Because if McDermott's saying that, you're just nod your head and go with it. But he made a point of saying, let's not give him more credit than what is necessary on this one.
Yeah, Belichick's got the ability to win any type of game. He will, if it requires him to pass the ball 50 times and never run, that's what he'll do. If it requires the opposite, he'll do it. The Bills,
this is what they have for not having a running back.
That's exactly what I was going to say. The Bills are not built to run the ball like that, and they don't use it. They don't know how. So it just wasn't in their favor at all.
Yeah, like, why don't you call up? He used to play for you at one point. Why don't you call up old Marshawn? I bet you he can rush for more than these boys did.
Oh yeah.
He runs one way, hard,
Yeah.
angry, and he's making some tackles. Like, that's the game you needed a running back like that. You don't have that up there. That's one thing that I found.
I think they can't also, they won't decide on which running back they want to use either.
Yeah, but
you
it won't.
Just look how many times they bounced between Zach Moss, Devin Singletary. Now Breida's kind of in the mix, and then he didn't even play after getting most of the carries. He didn't rush hardly at all. I don't think, maybe one carry. So
I'm with you on it, except for I still don't think any one of them are that good for up there. They need a real running back. We've had enough of a taste of Devin Singletary. Zach Moss, we don't really, but I've seen him run. It's not that impressive.
give somebody 20 carries.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. It's hard to gauge when you're.
Right.
I think that
Let him get going.
I agree, but Devin
Devin
Devin Singletary has had those. Has had 20 carries. Go back to his stats. You can pull up a game or two where he's had 20 carries. He still gets you 56 yards total. That's what he gets you
this year.
No, to even go back to last year.
Okay.
You go back. He's had the 20 carries before. He just isn't that running back. I don't know what they saw in that. Zach Moss hasn't. I will give you that. I don't think he's ever had a game with that.
No, I like Zach Moss.
I just don't know.
He runs hard.
Maybe
just think
20
they need to
carries.
give him-
Maybe 20 carries to him. But Devin Singletary is not that guy. I'm telling you that
Yeah.
right now.
I
Matt
can get behind
Breida, wasn't it you that even said it? Matt Breida is not that guy.
You're right.
So Zach Moss is your best shot at that, and I still don't think he is. But I could be proven wrong on that one. I think he just needs the carries to find out. But
Yep.
I agree. But they did show one thing there. I don't think they have the chance to win a Super Bowl without a running game like that. They just
100%.
literally got dominated off of dominating. Dominated is a strong word, but it's almost suitable for this game because it never really was that close. Like it seemed like it, but the score says it is, and it kind of was by score wise. It was. I mean, it was never out of the ballpark, but it never really seemed like they had a shot because when you put the win factor in, you're not kicking field goals, especially if you're going the one way for sure.
Right.
You need to be able to control the ground. You need to, and at some point, they should have just had Josh Allen doing it then.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's a big-bodied guy. There's no reason why you shouldn't be running the rock then yourself if you don't have it in the run game. In my opinion, in a running back, have your big-bodied quarterback. Yes, he's your franchise, but tell him to go down.
What's funny is it was Damian Harris that had that big run, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't even close to their leader in rushing attempts, right? Didn't old boy have like 20-some carries?
Ramondre?
Ramondre, yeah. Yep. So, and he didn't do much with them, but he had a vast majority of the carries. So.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. I didn't know if he was going somewhere else with that. Jesus. WBC orders Tyson Fury to defend heavyweight title versus Dylan White, who has went, I do believe, 3 years without getting a title shot, even though he's been. They said that he's been more than has a resume that he should have already been had a crack at it. Is the easy way to put it, but
A lot of money in boxing. They put whoever they want up there.
Yep.
You know, UFC not as bad, I don't think, because you know, there's not crazy money in there. So if a guy truly deserves it, he usually gets it for the most part. Boxing, I think there's so much money and shady stuff going on that they can pretty much throw whoever the hell they want in there.
Oh, there's how many belts too? You know, like
Yeah.
so you're fighting for this, that, this. You know, it's.
Well, I think that's why Fury wanted. Who's the dude that beat Anthony Joshua?
Oh,
Like Ukrainian or Russian or something. I can't remember his
Yeah.
name.
I
But-
can't.
That's why Fury ultimately wants him
Yeah.
to get that last belt, and then he's just going to retire if he does it. But it sounds like
Yeah.
it's not going to happen right off the bat. So who knows?
Pittsburgh's offensive coordinator Mark Whipple has resigned, the school announced Tuesday. No reason was given for Whipple's resignation, at least that I've seen so far.
A lot of coaching positions opening up, and
I wonder if that's it or if there's something else. Like those coaching positions would still be there, I think.
Well, and here's the thing: people are starting to get hired, right, and probably starting to ruffle the feathers on who they want on their staff. So,
Well, a lot of these guys are still trying to fill those, though. Like there was one where Clemson's about to lose 2 of their coordinators. You know, those spots are open.
Oklahoma doesn't have an offensive coordinator yet, so
That's
I wonder if
that's going to be. Did I type that one down?
did it come across?
I thought they had no. It was on ESPN though. Their favorite for the offensive coordinator.
Who else?
Clemson's Elliott, top pick for Virginia job. The offensive coordinator job for Oklahoma is going to be that Ole Miss offensive coordinator. I did see that one coming.
Okay.
Yeah, Ole Miss offensive coordinator Levy heading to Sooners. That's actually right here. So.
Yeah, just with all these coaching positions coming up, I mean, people are probably reaching out and starting to see, you know, what it would take to pry guys away to come on their staff. So maybe I got something to do with it.
Unless there was something in the contract, though, you can have those conversations and still be the offensive coordinator. That's why I think it's a little shadier.
Well, if you think you're going to go, wouldn't you want to, kind of like all the other coaches, step away from the team immediately? You look at all the head coaches and
but
stuff.
But there's no reason. As in, there hasn't been a reason given. There hasn't been anything. He could have just said, "Yeah, I want to hop on these." There's nothing. So I wonder if there's something else. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Like you would think there'd be something, or there'd be there's sources everywhere. There'd be sources that say, "Oh, he's had a conversation with this team, you know, or with this university."
Yeah.
I just think it's weird, especially now with your potential Heisman winning quarterback,
Mark Whipple?
Yeah,
So he's going to Nebraska.
is he?
Yeah. So, yep. He stepped away from the Panthers, and he's going to Nebraska.
Okay, so like I said, that's before I found out exactly what.
Yeah, that just came out today.
They must have.
I don't know why the hell
paying
you'd go there,
him
but-
something pretty fatty.
They need something. They've had some talent over there. They just haven't been able to win.
Yeah,
so.
we were beating up on Nebraska pretty heavy. I didn't realize they faced. It didn't dawn on me that they had faced Ohio State and Michigan in the
Probably
same.
get more money from Nebraska too.
They got to.
Than Pitt.
Right.
So.
The other, who else? LSU. He doesn't have any coordinators yet, right? Or does he? Brian Kelly over there?
He is
Because he didn't bring them.
He didn't bring him. He has one coming. I saw.
Yeah, so imagine that'd be a good landing spot too if you're a coordinator. But I don't know if you'd want to coach with him, but it's another story.
Speaking of coordinators, Ohio State hired Jim Knowles as the team's defensive coordinator. Jim Knowles was the defensive coordinator for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Right? Sounds right. I forgot to type it in there. Head coach Ryan Day announced he's the finalist. He was a finalist for the Broyles Award, which he didn't get.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he was. I'm pretty sure he was Oklahoma State's. God damn it. I thought I typed it in there. But either way, his defensive unit ranked first in sacks with 54, fourth in yards allowed per play, fifth in rush yards allowed per game, and 10th in pass yards allowed per game. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it was, but either way. So the rich get richer is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, 100%.
Reigning player of the year, UConn's Paige Buchers is out 6 to 8 weeks with a knee fracture.
Hold on. Let me take a step back. Jim Knowles is who you're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep, Oklahoma State.
That's what I thought. I just forgot to type Oklahoma State in there.
And you said he went to the Buckeyes?
Yep.
Yeah.
As their defense coordinator.
Yep.
Yep. Reigning player of the year, UConn, Paige Buchers, out 6 to 8 weeks with knee fracture. Ouch.
That's tough.
But it is UConn, so I'm sure they have plenty of talent around too. But she's damn good.
I don't know. Like, I got to give women's college basketball a little bit of credit. I remember, 10 years ago, right? If you were doing brackets and shit like that, like the joke was always if you picked UConn to win it all, like for the women, it was always going to happen, right? Basically. But now there's so many teams that are starting to get that talent in and things like that. I think it's actually a big deal for UConn that they lost that. Like, I think South Carolina's really good this year and stuff like that on the women's side.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it definitely hurts.
Here's a weird one. Any unvaccinated NBA player with temporary visa status who leaves the country will be unable to re-enter the United States, according to a memo obtained by ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. The NBA informed teams on Tuesday that unvaccinated players will no longer be allowed to travel to Toronto to play games beginning January 15th, according to that memo. New Canadian law mandates that all visitors entering the country must be vaccinated.
But their rule doesn't go into place till January 15th, so maybe that's what we were talking about that earlier. Like, it doesn't make sense. How would they even get there? But maybe it's in the NBA, their rule doesn't go into effect until the 15th, so maybe they're just kind of letting guys know. I don't know.
No, absolutely. Well, they said 97% are vaccinated in the NBA. 60% of them had their booster shots. I don't know if they're on to the 7th booster shot yet, like what we are percentage-wise on that, but either way. Not be able to, I think a lot of people just aren't going I assume they just won't go. Evidently, it's another way for them to try to press for everyone to get fully vaccinated. That's how it came across on ESPN to me. So that's how I took it. Purdue Boilermakers jumped to number 1 in the AP Top 25 men's basketball poll for the first time in program history. Until this week, Purdue had the second most appearances in the AP poll, 379 weeks for a school that had never been ranked number 1. Maryland is that other one, or it was number 1, or is number 1, with 434 weeks.
That's crazy. They had a good football season, too. I mean, relatively, I know they probably slipped out of the top 25, but they had some good wins and beat some tough teams, and the basketball team is doing pretty well as well.
Yeah, represent the Big Ten, baby. Let's go.
They were watching play. This is after they also beat Iowa. They beat Iowa 77-70.
That's definitely what pushed them to number 1.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Was what Fran said afterwards too. He's like, yeah, this is definitely the number 1 team in the nation. So, but either way. That being said, though, I watched that game was the point, and
the whiskey must have hit. That must be hitting y'all.
Oh, I forgot his name now. Now that I was going to mention it, but their wing is one hell of a talented player. He's a sophomore. I do remember that sophomore, freshman last year. When he was a freshman, he averaged like 9-10 points a game. He's up to like 15, something like that. But he was on a different talent level. Watching him run the floor and everything. Purdue's going to be a very tough out for anybody. I'm going to tell you that right now. Number 1 is probably deserving. Or they're obviously going to be in the top 5, and they're going to be a serious contender. They have plenty of big boys. They have that wing that I was talking about. They're going to be a challenging out come tourney time. Funny one, or maybe it's not to some people. Oklahoma senator proposes a bill to use 3 inches of the most desolate highway to honor ex-Sooners coach Lincoln Riley.
That's double what you give your wife in the sack. So
yes,
that's a lot.
Yeah, and that's me bottomed out.
God, when I saw that come across, I was dying. That is so petty. I love it.
I love it. I love every second of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
Me too.
you're damn right. This is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
There's other ways you could have done this.
Yeah, but being real, they won some Heismans with him. They were a really good
Don't
fucking
care.
team the last
Don't
few
care.
years.
They
with him.
he literally
Man.
could have left any time, and he could have done it in a more suitable way than how he did it. You can't tell me that. And I mean,
We've talked about this. There's never a good time, though.
Can't tell me if Cargill comes to you and says, Jimmer, we'll pay you like $500,000.
yeah, that's not
like,
millions.
Plus, on our scale, okay, 500,000 a year, and we'll give you a charter bus to use for your family go on limited vacations. James,
Maybe.
I'm just saying. I mean, I get it, but
No, I'm not saying I'm not against him going. I'm not saying that. I'm not
go
like
get your bread.
get it absolutely. That offer still would have been there at the end of the bowl game. You're telling me
don't know.
USC? Yeah, stop
if it
it.
woulda.
Not the amount. Are you kidding me? The amount that they were, and they did a goddamn homecoming for him. Yes, that offer was going to be
That
there
was the
for
most
every day.
awkward thing. Did you see that video, by
Yeah.
the way? That was
Yeah, that's what I'm
weird as
saying.
shit.
That that one was going to be there no matter what. That isn't like they were waiting on anybody else but Lincoln
Right,
Riley.
but so you do know recruiting's going on, the early signing period and all that kind of stuff. You want to get a jump on that stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
So I mean, I do get it.
They also gave you your shot too. Oklahoma gave there's also a little bit of respect there. They gave you your shot. So you asked me just now. Now, what I'm getting at is I would still put a 2-week notice in. That's a respectable thing for anywhere, right?
That's with
Mhm.
normal people jobs.
No,
Jimmer.
that's what he asked me on. That's what he asked me
Oh,
on. If
with
Cargill
that.
came,
Okay,
but I would still put a 2-week notice in. So there's got to be some. Hey, I'm gonna do this bowl game for you guys, and then I'm jumping ship.
Yeah, well,
It's still there. Is my point. That job was
when
still
that
there.
kind of money's in play, I don't know.
He'd be fine.
I could see them doing something like this if you went to like Texas, right? If you left and went to like the biggest rival,
Yeah.
then they do some real petty shit like this, no
Right.
matter what you've done.
No, that's
But
way,
for-
too
Like-
small. If he jumped ship to Texas, that's way too small.
Yeah, it'd probably be worse.
It'd be
yeah.
way worse than that. No.
Touche. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not even. He could have said Texas A&M. You know, Texas. No, there's
I mean,
no way.
I get going early, like I said, that early signing period and trying to jump on the recruits and
They're still there. They're all the same recruits that committed with him at Oklahoma that just jumped ship over there. That's all they did. That still would have been there.
Yeah, so he wanted them to stay home and not have to move. So
I
the
know.
boys,
yeah.
just
I'm sure
relax,
you
I'm
still
coming
still
home.
could have made that
I'm
phone call
coming home.
anyway and been like, hey, just chill for a minute. Don't worry about taking that bus ride yet. The only reason why I'm bringing this one up is purely because we've had the conversation before. So Iowa lands a 5-star safety that is now a 4-star safety.
I don't know where you're seeing 4. Everywhere I've seen
literally on
5.
Bleacher Report it says 4-star. You have an Iowa thing, didn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
It
yeah.
says 4-star on it.
I saw it come across
347.
there, but I saw 5-star
247?
somewhere else, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing it is a 5-star, but I've read that he's like the number
I
one.
think it's just whichever site they use.
Yeah, it's stupid. But either way, I think
get
they
what you're
tend to
going
do this where when you commit to Iowa, when you're a 5-star or a 4-star, they take you down 1 star as soon as you commit. I've seen it multiple times. This was the joke part of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But he did have offers from Ohio State, LSU, and Bama.
Yeah, big pickup to go along with the defense that
RD is good.
is good.
But
Just got to find an offense.
Can he play quarterback?
Probably better than this year, buddy.
He is from
Let's be
Southeast
real.
Polk, baby.
Yeah.
Right here in Iowa. I do
Wouldn't
believe
they-
they won their state championship. I do believe.
I think they
Southeast
usually do. Yeah. Wouldn't it be tough though if you have like a Alabama recruiting you too? They're promising you the world, but when you look at it, like objectively, what's the chances you're going to start? You're competing
Yeah.
against guys as good, if not better, than you all the time, and they're
Right.
going to play the best players. God.
Yeah,
I
if you
don't
want to
know.
play right away, you don't go to Alabama.
Yeah.
Now, looking down the road, it's like, well, it may get me more pro ready. But if I want to just jump in there and start playing right away, and you can get pro ready by doing that. So, but if you just want to jump in there like Iowa, he's got probably a chance to jump right there and make an
Yep.
impact. Bama is probably 2 years, right? Unless you're an absolute stud
Exactly.
before he actually
It's
makes
pretty.
an impact.
It's pretty rare on Nick Saban's defense, unless corner, maybe
Right.
corner. It's very rare that he starts freshman
Right.
in his defense. He's had guys that sat up until their senior year, and then like dominated their senior year for defensive tackle. Is the one that stuck with me. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but didn't start until his senior season. I mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to spread your wings a little more. And I get it. How many first rounders and shit?
Right, you're
from
pro
Roll
ready
Tide.
because you still practice in a probably NFL type atmosphere and stuff like that. So you get pro ready, but if you just want to go out and play, ball.
Yep.
Real quick, since we touched on, sorry.
And now with the Neal deals too, I think you're going to see a lot more of this. People going other places because you can make that money up, right? Maybe you don't go to Bama and can work your way into the top 3 rounds, but you can go to like an Iowa, get a Neal deal and kind of cover yourself. And even if you fall to the 4th round, say whatever, in the draft, instead of being 1, 2, or 3, you're fine because you made some money, get a Neal deal.
Yep.
Yeah, real quick, since we're talking about Alabama, Jimmer, since you pounced so hard when we talked this last podcast, I want to let you know where you were misinformed.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Thanks to Will. Okay, shout out to Will because he messaged me and let me know. He has lost to a ex-coach.
Who?
Assistant. Yeah.
Who?
They lost to A&M this year, and who's the coach of A&M?
Jimbo Fisher.
Yep.
Did you actually go and look this up?
Yeah. And that is the first, but he has lost.
Okay, that's first this year then. Okay.
Yeah. He has
So
lost
I was
to
right.
his coach. No.
99% of the time, so I'm good.
No.
Up until this year. So my stats were correct up until literally this year. Gotcha.
Yeah, so wrong.
So
Yeah,
wrong.
but not the one you needed, right?
Misinformed.
The other one that he butt fucked. Texas A&M has won a Jimbo Fisher has won a national championship, son. Kirby Smart has not. So, did you calm down? He played
you just
Kirby
said
Smart.
No assistants. That's all
Yeah.
you said.
I don't know that. Show it. I'm just going by your word right now. I haven't even typed it in. That could be total bullshit.
You type it in because
Is that Michigan State's? I'm talking about since he was with Bama. He was with Alabama. Jimbo Fisher was.
He was an assistant for Saban.
My point was Bama.
Oh, now is that what it was?
Yep.
We're adding things to
No,
it?
you said Nick
No,
Saban's
no.
assistant have
Fuck it.
never
You
have
heard
never
me.
beat him.
You heard me. You heard me. We'll look it up now. Now you guys are irritating me with this.
I might not have even brought it
Jimbo
up if you weren't so
Fisher.
fucking
Right.
high on your pedestal the
I am.
last podcast.
I am that. Let's see. Should I type in Nick Saban next to it too? Is that what we need
Just
to do?
type in what's his record against ex-assistant coaches.
Was Jimbo Fisher and Nick Saban assistant?
Sure.
As the first. So that was this year. As the first former assistant of Nick Saban to beat the legendary coach. Served as offense coordinator and quarterback coach on Saban's LSU staff. Yeah, get sprung. That was before he went to the pros. Fucking
Oh,
weird.
so
This
that
is
doesn't
different.
matter?
Yeah, it don't fucking
Oh,
count.
shit.
What the that don't count. Get the hell
Oh.
out of here. For the love of God.
We got to add a bunch of caveats every time.
Yeah,
we talk.
we're
yeah.
going
We
to
gotta
every
add a bunch of
time.
shit.
Asterisks every
I'm going to be
time.
right every time. Fuck off. God.
You sound like a guy I
All
work
right.
for.
Yeah, always. Duke Blue Devils have Jason Garrett on their radar for their open head coaching position. Natty Championship.
Let's go.
That's some big one. That's probably a great signing, isn't it?
Perfect for
Perfect.
them.
ESPN's Tim Kurchin is headed to the Hall of Fame and is the 2022 winner of the BBWAA Career Excellence Award. The award is the highest honor awarded by, it's basically the Baseball Writers of America Association. Honor awarded, it's the highest honor awarded by them, and is given out annually for meritorious contributions to baseball writing. I always listen to Tim Kurchin. He's funny too. I don't know if you guys have ever seen him on with SVP Scott Van Pelt.
Yeah.
And he does that thing. He does that. What is it? The Baltimore accent. Scott does. And fucking Tim Kurchin cannot stop laughing his ass off. Like he has this high pitched laugh. Just a good guy.
It was really cool. So I listened to, actually it was SVP last night. He was interviewing him and he thought it was so cool because it's like a good friend. And he's like, dude, you got in the Hall of Fame. Like, what do you think? And he was kind of telling a story about growing up. All they learned about was baseball. School didn't matter. It was all baseball talk all the time between him and his two brothers.
And his dad, I think. Right?
And his dad, yeah. And the running joke had always been his brothers were in Now, I don't know if it's high school, Hall of Fame, college, whatever it is, but they're in some type of baseball Hall of Fame. So they're like, oh, which one of you isn't in the Hall of Fame? And it was always him, right? So he's like, so now I get to say, fuck you, type of a deal. And I'm in the Hall of Fame. What's up?
There we go.
So it was a pretty cool story. Yeah, I've always liked listening to him, too.
Yep.
Yeah, he's good shit.
He seems like he's genuine, too. Like, when you think someone's a good guy type of thing, and, like, he looks like he would be a good guy even offset,
Yeah.
Reported teams that Russell Wilson would strongly consider playing for include, but maybe not necessarily limited to, Giants, Saints, and Broncos. I think we were kind of calling all those, weren't we?
Yeah, we've talked about all of them.
Broncos, to me, probably make the most sense.
Yeah.
If you want to win, I'm just talking about just purely winning, win-loss, the shot at it. Because I think they have a great defense. They have a lot of offensive weapons there. They have 2 receivers.
Yeah.
Plus,
they just locked them up too.
Yeah, and then you have good supplement wide receivers, Tim Patrick and all them, and they have good running backs. I don't know. Yeah, I know you're big on the Saints. The Giants they've shown improvement. They're just missing like certain pieces.
Yeah, I'd go Broncos and Saints because Saints actually have had a decent defense and they're number 1 against the run for a while there this year.
And they were rolling with Jameis. When they had a quarterback, they were rolling. Yep. So the
only downfall is the offensive weapons not all there. You got Kamara and
that's it.
That's it as long as Michael Thomas isn't out there.
And I don't think he's ever going to play for them again. That's just my opinion. I think he would have already if there's always something that happens with him, seems like now.
If you were Rio, if you had some options to take a job and you had, I don't know, say a dozen cities where you could move to, there's probably one person in your life that would have to help you make that decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason that Russ is probably considering New York, is because his wife is
all
about that spotlight.
Oh, yeah, being in the Big Apple and stuff. And
yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Philly come out, too. Was kind of rumbling around there as well.
Hey, you don't want that business, trust me.
Well,
they're Russell. So I'm just talking about Russell.
They're so cutthroat. If you're
you
playing
don't want
good, they love you, and if you're playing shitty, they hate you. So.
Yeah, that's way too unforgiving. You're not used to that. Trust me, Russell. You're not used to that. Even with the Giants, you wouldn't be.
God, who was
beat
saying
down like that?
Was it Eli? He's like, yeah, Philly's just a different place. He's like, I turn around, some like
13-year-old girl.
He's like, some little kid is like, give me the double birds and going, fuck you, and he's like. He's like, okay, this is a different place.
Yeah, that can't even be on a radar for no way. Tiger is back, gentlemen. He said he will be playing in the PNC Championship golf tournament next week with his son Charlie. The 36-hole event begins December 18th and is for major champions and a family member. Last year, Woods and Charlie tied for 7th. It was the last time he played competitively, coincidentally, before his February 23rd car crash.
Yeah, I remember seeing him play with his son there. I was looking at my golf bag in your garage, and you could go around a golf with somebody. Who would you going with? I'm gonna go first because I don't want Jimmer to steal it. John Daly, and we're ripping heaters and getting we're ripping heaters, getting pissed drunk by old nine.
Drunk, yeah. Oh man, let's see. I think there's so many options. Like it depends on what type of mood I'm in. Like like I could see. Well, first off, it's gonna be someone that obviously knows how is there to drink. Chill, like if am I a hyper mood? Do I want one of those people, or do I want like a chill?
Do you want to what?
Yeah, you don't have to like bang him afterwards.
I didn't say.
Come on.
I didn't say what. What?
Come on, dude.
I said, am I in a hyper mood?
Then he said, "Do I want to fuck?"
No. Do I fucking want to? Jesus,
acting like a girl over there. Like, all my moods going on.
Yeah, no, just.
Is it a full moon out?
But John Daly would be a damn good one.
Yeah, it's all right. You can say it too. He'd be a hell of a good time. What about you, Danny? We'll skip him since he's.
I'd probably go Tiger. Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, just
he's
so
talking. You're talking about
shit.
anyone in general, right? Hold on, you're talking about anyone in general. You want to play with a pro?
Yeah, him or Michael Jordan.
See, that's what I was
Okay.
getting at. So
Yeah.
I was thinking Jordan be trying to bet me out of my fucking socks.
I
You
know.
know?
Yeah.
So, a cool dude that I want to hang out with.
You can say me too. Now, based off of what you just said, a cool dude that you would want to hang out with.
Yes.
Oh, man. You know what? Burt Kreischer.
Okay.
I'm going Birdie.
Oh,
I'm
come
going
on.
Birdie.
Somebody that's actually played golf. I guess.
What?
I
How do you
guess-
know that he hasn't
I
played
guess I
golf?
don't know, but
You don't know that. John Daly doesn't really play golf. He rips cigs and like swings a club.
he's literally got championships. What do you mean?
He doesn't 30 play years golf. Ago.
Doesn't matter. Still has them.
Counts, baby.
Oh, dude. You know, I probably have to go Phil Mickelson then if you want to do that.
He always seems like he's good shit.
He's a
when-
smart ass. I think he'd
Yeah.
want to. He'd still want to throw a couple bets on a couple holes and stuff like after I nut it and do something perfect the one time.
Right. Because I watched him when he played with Brady. What was they called it? The match or
Yep,
whatever.
the match.
Like, yeah, he seemed like a good dude. He'd be good to play with. You
Yeah.
know?
A little sarcasm,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it'd be a good time.
I think he'd want to drink too. He'd probably become more of an asshole,
Probably.
I would assume, with a couple toddies in him. Because you know he's allowed to get smashed because he already knows he's going to smash me and
Yeah.
he's going to beat me up and down the course. So,
Yeah.
but quarterback Trevor Lawrence said Wednesday that he made it clear to the Jaguars coaching staff that Robinson, as in James Robinson, needs to be on the field as much as possible. I guess they've been benching him for about 15 to 20 plays at least a game. Trevor Lawrence did go on the record, and he kept going with this. He did go on there by saying, I don't know what's going on the sideline with him, coaches, this, that, and the other. He's like, I don't really care either. He's like, that's not my business. My business is I'm out there every single play, and I know, and I'm seeing everything, and I know that our team, that is our best player, and we are a better team with him, and it feels like we don't have any shot. Like he started
Carlos Hyde is looking around like, fuck me, right?
Yeah.
Dude, Trevor's like, dude, you shouldn't be here. If our head coach wasn't who he was, you wouldn't be here.
It was just a bad look off this last week because, right, he goes out there and fumbles right away and then gets benched till the third quarter. So probably, I don't know. That's got to be in your head a little bit.
Yeah.
If I was Robinson.
Fumbles happen, though, too. Like,
Right.
some coaches can get away with that, right? Like, Belichick would. He'll bench your ass.
Yeah.
Who's a Bucks coach? He'll fucking...
Oh, yeah. Well, he already
he'll bench
did.
Jones, like, real quick
Yeah,
when he
but
fumbles,
for shitty
you know?
Carlos Hyde,
Right.
like that isn't a scheme you,
don't have an
got going
option,
down there.
right?
You don't
Yeah.
have the option down
Yep.
there. James Robinson has shown that he is the guy. Like, people drop the ball. Shit happens.
Yep. Well, they've been fucking
I'm like,
around
hold on.
this
I'm like,
year.
hold on. I was gonna say, hold on there, Urban.
Yes.
Haven't you dropped the ball in the game a few times? Not to mention on some chick's lap in Ohio.
Yeah.
Technically, he was sitting down, so he didn't
So
drop
he
anything.
didn't. So he dropped something.
He didn't
on
drop
her backside.
Right, he didn't drop anything, technically, but
Shot.
she may have dropped something on his lap.
Oh.
Yeah.
Technically, you're not wrong.
Technically, I'm just saying.
You're not wrong. Well, there was a standing one too, wasn't there? I'm pretty sure there's a standing.
I think
like,
there's a few,
grip
yeah.
up on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely some violations happening.
I think there's more than that, though, too. Like, throughout the season, they've had Hyde playing way too much when
Yeah.
he's clearly not the better back. Like, what are you doing?
Not
you
even in
know?
the same ballpark.
No.
Carlos Hyde is not good.
No.
Keeping on to that NFL craziness, Houston Texans cut linebacker Zach Cunningham after Week 13 benching. It marked the second time this season Cunningham did not play for violating team rules. This one was for showing up late for his COVID test. But he's done that multiple times, they said, according to reports.
Check mark now. He's going to Super Bowl contender.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
well played.
Hooked him up. He's like, oh, that's all I had to do?
Yeah.
He'll end up with someone. Green Bay, probably. Not Minnesota. You guys could use a linebacker, maybe. If you're using old boy on the edge.
Maybe. I don't know. It was weird that we cut Jalen Smith.
We
you
said
know,
Super Bowl contender, my bad. So wrong one.
So definitely not Vikings.
So Rams, Chargers, maybe
Must be-
Rams.
must be
Rams need
Detroit.
some more.
Rams needs.
They
maybe
need some more.
maybe Detroit since they roll.
They're looking real bright.
They're on a streak.
They're
yeah.
rolling.
Now the
baby.
streak started, baby. I gotta
Hey,
thank them. I gotta thank them. As soon as we fire Zimmer,
Well,
I'm
I'm glad
thinking-
y'all are getting to experience the Tony Romo experience as a fan. Kirk Cousins, he's balling out. I'll give you that this year, right? He's playing pretty well.
Mhm.
He's got some offensive pieces. Granted, your run back's banged up, but no defense behind him. And that's because you're banged up. Not Cowboys just didn't have defense.
We're massively,
but
beat
it's
up,
not there.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
So
Yep.
you're kind of getting that Tony
But
Romo treatment.
like when we were, agreed. I'm not gonna disagree with you because it is like kind of that feel. The difference between Romo and him is that when I watched Romo never really felt like a high majority of the time, I should say. It never felt like it was his fault that they were losing. It actually was the defense. Yeah. Me and him were talking about this. When you watch these games, Kirk is making issues and problems in the first like couple quarters of the game. Like he just needs an extended drive every so often. He doesn't make those throws. He doesn't check out of an obvious check. Like we were talking about the Adam Thielen one and all that stuff, He never checks out. I don't know if old boy has a picture of him and like for blackmail and he's not allowed to do anything that the coach doesn't say that the coach says. I have no idea, but he cost them early and then he comes from behind because he's already behind and now he's throwing. Now his stats look immaculate. He should also have 15 interceptions this year.
Yeah.
He only has 3. It looks great on paper. All these stats look great on paper. He's in top 5 in everything almost.
Yep.
It looks great on paper because these cornerbacks, luckily for him, are dropping the ball.
A lot of them.
But that being said, that's the reason why I'm not completely beating it. But I actually have a little more respect for Romo than I do for Kirk. Because you guys literally did not put a defense around him at all. And
No.
I watch plenty. You have to. It gets force-fed from you from the media. Watch plenty of Cowboys games and watching him, even when they weren't that good.
Closet Cowboy.
You watch it. You watch him play, and I always root for an underdog, and that's what he was. And it was to me, it was never his fault that they were losing, for the most part. Like I said, there's for an occasional time
that Seattle bobbled snap. Fucking, I hate him. For
Yeah,
that,
but where I gained a lot of respect for him is him coming out and was that San Francisco. Broken ass ribs.
Oh yeah.
And he comes back out, and because they needed the victory too.
Yeah.
I do believe, if I remember correctly, they needed the victory to stay in their hunt, and came back out there with broken ribs. You know how hard that is to breathe, let alone try to run for your life. You take another shot, you take one right into the. I don't know, but
yeah, he was the biggest difference between those two is he could read defenses, especially like that last. I want to say the last year. Before, what did he do? Break his back or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That last year, he was just totally different. He'd make adjustments all the damn time and change the play, audible out of things, and make the right play all the time until he got hurt. And Kirk doesn't ever do that. Ever. It's all scripted. Got to stick with the script. We're doing this every time. And then people end up getting hurt, or he basically should have thrown a pick, or different things like that.
Or we take a negative yardage, and it's 10 in the box, but we're still going to run it right up the gut on first and 10. You know what? I have one-on-one with the 2 best wide receivers on the outside with no safety over the top. Yep. I'm not exactly a rocket scientist, but I'm pretty sure I check out of that and throw a lob to one of them. I don't care. It doesn't even have to be a timed pass. You're throwing a lob, and I'm going to trust my receiver to come down with that 50-50 ball, right?
Yep, exactly.
He doesn't even do that. So, Dana White confirms that the UFC has spoken to undefeated free agent Kayla Harrison's team about potential contract. Don't know if you know anything about her or not, Chris. You're the MMA guy.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, the big thing about for women going into the UFC, they want them to be marketable. And that's what almost felt like it, no matter how good and dominant Amanda Nunes has been, what's held her back is that she's not marketable, right? She speaks a lot of broken English. It's better now, but when she was, very first being a champ, broken English, so it's hard to put her in a promo and stuff like that. And just things like that,
She's getting there, and you can tell they've had to definitely have the conversations with her, right? Like, we want to market you. You are a monster.
Yeah.
And
so that's going to play into it a little bit, and then it all depends on what the girl wants to do. I mean, if she just wants to kind of stay over there, and where is she, PFL or something like that, just beat people up over there. So.
Yeah, it depends too. Is she in Nunez's weight class? I don't know where she's
I
at.
don't know for sure.
That's probably a deterrent too, right? I'd come over there and
Nunez cuts a lot of weight, so she's
We talked about that, right? Was she like 20 pounds, right? Clean. Yeah.
Yeah. City of Glendale, Arizona is threatening to lock out the Coyotes of the NHL out of Gila River Arena for unpaid bills and charges.
Yeah.
So obviously a little something going on. We just had this conversation, a couple episodes ago.
Right, we
about,
talked about him moving.
Yeah.
So
Glendale obviously was the city that I was thinking about. The other one must be Tucson or something like that. One of them is talking about building them an arena with their new city revamp thing that they got going on. But
Yeah.
pay your bills, people.
Yep.
Pay your bills. One other thing, don't have it down, but I did see Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley are set for a rematch because of, I can't remember who he was supposed to face. Oh yeah, Little Fury. Little Fury got hurt. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Banged up. So that tattoo might.
You think Tyron really goes for the knockout this time?
No.
Nah, they're getting paid crazy.
They're getting paid too much. There's something going on. There's no way he's gonna walk into this and he just wants some more money out of it.
I don't know. He's got the tattoo, his name on him. So why not? Why not? Whatever. I already got my big payday. Why don't I?
So
you said he's old.
You said you would not say that you just listen to Big Daddy Jimmer for the rest of your life when it comes to sports.
Would not. Say
What? So is there any way you put another dude's name on your body?
No, not happening.
No way. Yeah, same here.
Exactly.
That is one bet that would not go. Like even if I was stupid enough to make that bet, which I wouldn't.
Right.
But even if I was, yeah, that bet would not get paid. Don't care.
That's why I'm thinking maybe he does. He's got his big payday. I think he's like over 40 now. So it's like, why not? You're going to get paid again regardless if you knock him out or whatever. But you just go in.
You'll get some promos,
got his name tattooed on him, and you just cold cock this dude and
you
lay
turn
him
the
out.
You turn the tattoo into like a, knockout something. Yeah, maybe. I just don't see it. He's about to get him paid again. So I don't know. And maybe he would think about a third if it was close enough, Keep stringing him along.
Maybe.
I don't know. I want to see it. Everyone wants to see it. That's the reason why people keep paying to watch that guy fight.
It's just fucked up to call it a fight and have it in the contract that you can't knock him out.
Yeah.
That's deceiving as hell. Like,
yeah, it's not a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a script. Yep. It's basically dance. It's
WWE.
It's WWE 100%. Yeah, they're just not honest
with
about
boxing.
it.
No, I think you're being too nice. It's a dance. It's exactly what it is. It's scripted dancing, ballroom dancing.
They do tend to hold them up, right, when they get knocked out. So yeah.
We've been seeing that a lot too. Yep.
You were just talking about NHL, and it made me think of this. I don't know if you saw this highlight, because none of us watch a ton of hockey, but Trevor Zegras, so of the Ducks, it was badass. So he's behind the net with the puck.
Oh, I did see that.
He literally picks it up with his stick, flicks it over to his teammate who just bats it in the goal. It was the coolest shit. I'm like, I've never seen anybody do anything like that.
That's awesome.
It was pretty sick. Yeah.
No,
it was pretty cool.
You got to check that video out. Cool. Yeah. Made me think Mighty Ducks, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
Remember that cowboy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I got, gentlemen, unless there's something else you got.
No, let's go ahead and get your second shot in.
And yours too? Your Oregon one?
I mean, I just did a shot, but I'll do another one. That stuff's delicious. So let's go. Rio's in too. Let's go.
Danny's trying to get
I'm out. And you already paid yours, so.
Yeah. Danny just wants some of this sweet private first class.
No, we got to give him some credit. It's delicious.
Actually,
I did.
it's
Well,
not
I just didn't know. It wasn't.
Where'd she get it from?
Hy-Vee here.
Oh.
So it wasn't. No, I got it. So I was sitting there picking. I was like, I couldn't figure one out. I'm like, well, you know what? That stuff isn't too expensive. It's not. But it's not so cheap that it's. We're talking like Canadian
S&T
LTD
Farms
or something.
will hit you up.
5-star.
Yeah.
Sponsorship.
Money.
Let's go.
Speaking of which, you guys trying to get your name out there, you can always hit us up. We're willing sponsor takers right now.
You know it.
Get on now before it's too late. When the bill gets a lot more expensive.
Exactly. 50 G's, baby.
Per time it's mentioned.
Per time.
Per time.
Private first class. Salute. Paid up.
Shout out.
Oh. It has a small initial burn, ladies and gentlemen, but it's like sweet after it. Whew. Yeah. Where are we going?
I still can't believe you said I didn't do my 5 shots the other day.
I'm pretty sure you
It was
did.
literally in the
You did.
podcast
Yeah.
title.
Did he?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah, he
Okay.
did. Nah, he may have done 4.5, but we'll let it slide.
Right. Oh, yeah. We just said no, we called it good. You're right. So it wasn't 5 shots, but we called it good because it went a little past the second bar and there's the rest of the bottle. Right. So let's not misconstrue the two. You didn't take a 5th shot. It went a little over the double shot, and we just called it good because you were trying to split it with him because he still owed one. I remember now.
Here we go. So it was paid, is what you're saying?
You're paid up, but
Yeah,
it's not. You
so-
didn't take 5,
Paid up.
but you didn't take 5 though. Let's also
here we
make
go.
that clear.
Here we go.
Did he take 5? Actually, between that and that half of one he took earlier this year, he finally comboed them up.
That's true. That is
We
true.
gotta take that orange one out so he can stop going to that.
No
Every
kidding.
time he does it, he always tries to cheat with that first line.
Yeah.
You
You
notice
do.
that?
No, that was only for the double because I'm like, I don't know which one's the double then.
He knows
The
exactly
double is
what
all
it
the way
is.
to the top.
He's probably got the instructions at home.
Oh yes, he does.
I do. I Googled it before. was like, how
this
can
is
I
how I
cheat
get
this?
these guys. Yeah. So
Well, that was good. So just so everybody knows, Friday we're gonna have a special guest on
we
for
are.
our weekend picks. We don't have college to go through. It'll be
No
pretty
college.
much NFL and some notes and things like that. But
May talk a little NBA.
yeah,
Okay, NBA a little bit. I know our guy likes some college basketball. I know that. So there
Yeah.
will be a small conversation of that for sure.
yeah.
We won't be experts on it, but Tyler K coming on, get a little taste before he comes on Sunday.
If you're wondering what he does, basketball or whatever, he's a professional drinker. So he can also
He can put it down for
he
sure.
can
And
put it down.
we would have had an interview this past Sunday
Yeah.
with Malachi Johnson from Mason City High School, but they ended up having to practice Sunday night, so we couldn't
Yeah.
get him. But we do look forward to having him on here sooner than later.
Yep.
The kid's a stud
So they lost. Unfortunately, they lost that game at Nyack
by a point. I think.
by a point or 2. That's
Yeah.
it. Clear Lake versus Mace City, and Clear Lake's looking pretty damn good this year. So Mace City looks like they're making that jump, or at least making that growth for sure. So, yeah, can't wait to have them on too.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. So, Jimmer, I think you've got our It Makes Sense If You Don't Think About It tonight, right?
Yeah. So 3. Let's see. Which way do I want to go? I can't remember. The 3 months equals 3 years. We'll go with the hammer throw.
The hammer throw.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
You're gonna. We should start titling these, huh? The hammer throw.
Yeah, this
tonight.
one's called the hammer throw.
Okay, I like it.
And so, where I work, there is a room called a dry blending room. Pretty self-explanatory what I'm saying, right? Dry blending. Now, there's a second level to this room, and there's bins up there on the second level, right? Now, there's a guy down below weighing out some minerals, like on a platform scale, or on a scale, just below the mezzanine. The mezzanine would be the second level. Now, when you're emptying a bin, which is tied into another room, which would be a bagging room, the bins are in that room also, or in the dry blending room up above you. So you gotta go up, you gotta beat them out, open them up, clean them out, scrape them, like everything that you can reach for sure, to avoid cross contamination of products in future. So, now I don't know. So I know the story, I know the full story, but I'm missing little pieces. So how I'm gonna assume, I'm gonna go ahead and fill the gap with this one. You go up there, and then you have to crawl up a ladder to go up to these bins. I assume he gets up to this bin, said operator. He gets up to this bin and looks around. There's no hammer. Already irritated, pissed off that he's got to go back down a level because somebody left it down there. Now, I told you it's a big old open, it's a mezzanine, but it drops down to the next level, right?
Right.
Okay.
So say if you wanted to throw something, like it could go all the way down to the floor.
So instead of what he's getting at, because it's got to be pissed off, is what it ends up being. Instead of lobbing it up to that next platform where your bins are, or carrying it up with you, because it's not an extremely heavy thing. I mean, it's more irritating than anything if you leave it down there. But either way, somebody's temper got the best of them and launched this thing. They threw it up there because they, by the looks of it, pretty pissed off. It goes between the two bins. One of the dumbest things that could possibly happen. Goes between two bins where there's a gap. Goes to the other side. Hits the mezzanine. Bounces, flips over the side of the mezzanine down where the guy is standing down below on, what is that, every bit of 50 feet? Is that 50 feet at least down?
It's a ways.
It's a ways.
Oh, shit.
It misses the top of this dude's neck or head by less than an inch because it hits him in the neck. Now, it looks like it hit a pipe on the way down, luckily, which slowed down its momentum.
Right.
So, you can. It's a very dusty room. I said dry blending, right? They're sitting there investigating. They don't know how a hammer. They think the hammer fell. They have no idea. There was nobody up there, blah, blah, blah. Because they were, like, looking into everything, right?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
They tried to even blame one of our buddies because he was the last one that was that is being known as being up there.
Okay.
Well, he was doing it for a turnaround on the actual dry blending system. That's the reason why the hammer was there in the first place on that other level instead of all the way up on the bin level. Comes back down. Well, they take pictures of everything. So you can see where the hammer comes down, hits the mezzanine. You get because it's dusty. It flips over. You can see that it hits a conduit or piping or whatever vent tube on the way down. You can see the mark. Then you know what else you can see when it's awfully dusty? Handprints on the railing when you're looking over to see where the hammer just went.
Oh, shit.
This guy claimed up and down it wasn't him, and then they had to finally just break down the math. Like, we may not have went to college for this to do investigations, but this is pretty clear cut there, big guy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So you almost killed somebody. You went over, you looked for half a second. Did not come down and check and see if he was okay afterwards, by the way. That's the other part. Didn't go down like, oh, my God, are you okay? Nothing like that. Denies doing it. Denies. Almost gets another guy in trouble.
Yeah.
And then finally, after everything's pointing your way, they had to say, we know you did it. You're either getting fired. You're either getting fired because we have enough evidence, or you're going to admit it, and then we'll suspend you. And then he admitted it finally. But it makes sense if you don't think about it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
what happened to the
crazy.
dude's
All
neck?
the dust. He missed a few days. It was one hell. It was like right at the bottom part of his, just before where his neck and head connect.
Jesus.
He's very, very lucky.
Yeah.
I asked him just the other night, because I'm in the same room with him this week. He's over there kind of sweeping around that said scale. I'm like, do you ever get some, I kind of go like this, and with my eyes up, I'm like, you ever get some PTSD?
Yeah.
He did too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that dry blending just out to kill him because he also did his own injury too. Maybe that should be one. We'll save that one.
Go ahead.
We'll just say the bagging room or the bagging machine. But that being said, that also reminds me. I told him that I would definitely give him a shout out. So my man Kevin Beauchart, who is not tied in any way, shape, or form to that story, but is tied to this story. And that is, he gave us a heater for this garage here, and it made a huge difference, and it's greatly appreciated, Kevin.
You know,
Shout out, Kevin. Very much appreciated.
Was it not? What happened when you walked in tonight, Danny?
Yeah, I was sweating almost immediately. It was warm in here, man.
And it helped. So we can't have it on. We did find we can't have it on in this small garage because it's too loud, but it definitely helped maintain it, right?
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah.
So far. So that was a huge thing. We're going to try some other stuff out with it, but we appreciate you, Kev. Big supporter of the show.
Time.
Big time. We love it.
Got some shirts and stickers coming your way, big guy.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Before we wrap her up, Rio, words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. Oh, gosh. Put me on the spot. I wasn't ready for words and wisdom.
Together. Forever.
Forever. All right, here's one.
Here we go.
Just because you are a bigger guy than someone doesn't mean you can pick on a smaller guy that is not your size. Had a fellow literally say that to me. I was like, why are you keep messing with me? And he's like, that's what the big guy's supposed to do to the little guy.
Oh, you remember.
Yep.
It was my makes sense if you don't think about it.
Yep.
So that does not apply, and don't be doing that.
Yeah, don't
shit.
be do that. Don't be a D-bag.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, don't be a D-bag.
At
Just
the
because
end
you
of the
are,
day.
you know what your job is when you're bigger than everybody? It's your job to help protect. To
Yep.
look out for the little guy. That is your job.
Well, his job was to fucking leave me the fuck alone. So
That's all you need.
That
yeah.
day.
He's like, I'm not even looking for you to like protect me. I'm looking for you to just leave me the hell alone.
yeah. So just
Love
leave him
it.
alone.
Just leave them
Let's
alone.
leave him alone.
Right on. All right, guys. Keep up the sharing. Keep up the listening. We really appreciate the support. All of the ratings, different things like that. It's big time. It's helping us kind of grow, get more people involved here. The podcast is available everywhere you find your podcast. Apple, Spotify, the whole nine.
And to hell with Will. You keep your information to yourself unless you're going to give me information.
Get outta here.
Not these cocksmokes.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, he was listening to it, and he messaged me, and he's like, I got to knock Jimmer off his high horse here real quick. I want you to know this.
I didn't actually get knocked off in any way, shape, or form. There was a little stubble.
You were misinformed, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Slightly.
Yeah, misinformed.
And
Jimba.
you're on the Patriots bandwagon, you
No.
said? Yeah.
Well, no.
On board.
No.
On board.
If that sold you on anything, you guys are high. I will say that. You're high as hell. If that game sold you on anything. If you're already there before that and it shouldn't have changed your opinion is my point. Do you feel that much more confident?
You literally made a bet that said they would lose the next 4 games after they beat the
I know.
Falcons.
Oh, no, I get that. I'm talking about this game. Are you telling me that you're more confident after that, really? Or are you just the same?
Well, the Bills had to play in the same weather, so
I understand that. But that means it's a 50-50 game to me then at that point.
Yeah, I feel the same. They're the best team in the AFC. Yeah.
You feel the same, but it didn't. What I'm saying is it didn't make you go any higher like that, right? That's my point.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
what's any higher than being number 1?
Yeah. I know.
They're not number 1. He said number 1 in the AFC, so they're obviously not the best team in the NFC, which he will not admit to as the Arizona Cardinals.
But that's the thing. He don't like the Cardinals. So.
There's a little bit of that. Patriots, hey, you got over here with me
No,
for
he's
the
an
Cardinals.
No, the Patriots are idiots. They're not going to win shit.
Here we go. Well, all right, guys. Thanks again for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.
I made something from nothing, no hindsight discussions. I've been writing, I love it. All this doubt around me, then but look, I got it.